The state of stimulus. What is going on? Are they negotiating? And what's going on with those potential second round of stimulus checks? As always, this video pertains to anybody in the following categories: low income or no income, Social Security recipients, retirement, disability, or survivors, SSI recipients, supplemental security income, and VA beneficiaries. Hey everyone, Matt here, back for another video. Today is Thursday, August 27th, and if you're new here or you're watching and for some reason you're not subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Perfect. Thank you so much for subscribing. I sincerely appreciate your support. As always, the underdog advocate is back, and I'm doing everything I can to help all of you through this time. I know it sucks. I know it's tough. I know everybody's struggling, and I continue to do my part to help all of you through this time because I know it's not easy and there's a lot of questions. So that's why I'm here each and every day with these videos, helping all of you out. So let's get right into this. I'll give you some of this latest information, and then we'll get into talking about what does this mean for those second stimulus checks, and like, are they coming? Are they not coming? When are we going to get answers? So let's get into a little bit of a briefing here, and then we can talk about these checks because I know it's what everybody wants, right? So as we know, we've been talking about this for a little while now. The GOP is proposing, they're getting together their proposal of this new narrower package, otherwise known as the stimulus package or Skinny Bill. So they're talking about this thing, and we have to remember too, their initial proposal back when the HEALS Act was released, I don't know, what was that, a month ago, a month and a half ago already? About that, something like that. Their price tag on that one initially was $1 trillion, $1 trillion. Well, now they're talking about this more narrow approach with a price tag of $500 billion. So what does this package include? Well, it includes the extension of the enhanced unemployment benefits at a rate of between $300 and $400 per week. It has the extension of the PPP, the protection or payroll protection program for small business. It has funding for schools, and it has funding for treatments and vaccines. What about the stimulus checks? Well, those are not included in this proposal. But wait, hold up, just keep listening. Check this out. So here's the deal. Just like Democrats, Republicans are doing the same thing. What do I mean by that? This is a negotiation. I've talked about this a few times in my previous videos. And what do I mean? It's just like a buying and selling transaction. Buyers come in low with their offer, sellers come in high with their price. And then the whole name of the game is to meet somewhere in the middle so that all parties are happy and get everything they want, right? I mean, it's kind of the name of the game with negotiations and buying and selling. It's essentially the same thing here with these two parties. The Republicans are coming in low, as if they're buyers. The Democrats are coming in high as if they're sellers. The name of the game is come together on terms and meet somewhere in the middle where everybody is very happy. So, as you can see, Republicans are coming in with a lowball offer of $500 billion, as in Democrats are coming in with a super high price tag of $3.4 trillion. However, Nancy Pelosi has basically already said, hey guys, we'll meet you down at $2 trillion. So she's already shaving off basically $1.4 trillion on her price tag. So I feel like that's great. But again, Republicans are coming in with this new proposal at $500 billion. The reason they're doing this is because they want to get some kind of leverage against Democrats. Again, all parties do this. I don't take sides on these videos. I just simply give it to you how it is and throw in my little perspective on negotiations. The deal is they're doing this because they want leverage. They feel like if they start even lower, the end result will be probably something below that $2 trillion mark. That's kind of what they do. So even like when you go in and maybe make a bid on a house, like give an offer on a house, if you start really, really low, the intentions of somebody with that mentality is, well, even if I come up, 50%, or if I double my offer or something like that, eventually my price will still be lower if I start really low, if that makes any sense at all. So I don't know. It's all just a political game right now. We have to remember it's a negotiation and it's an election year. What does that mean? Well, it's an election year. There's always tons of political games during election years. Again, it's not me taking sides at all. All parties do this. They always have and they always will because they want to be elected, right? They want their positions in power. But it has been said, Nancy Pelosi's spokesperson basically said that Nancy is not willing to negotiate. She's not willing to talk until Republicans come up to that $2 trillion mark. So they're pretty far apart right now. However, Like I've been saying in my videos, they need to continue wasting time. Not that I want them to waste time, but that's their approach right now, because here we are, we're sitting in late August. They can't pass anything yet. And again, it's not because I don't want them to, it's because when they look at it, they think, okay, the election is in early November. If we pass something now, that funding will probably go out as early or, as soon as like mid to late September. Well, that's too early. We need that to be backed up right against the election so that people know who we are, who to remember when they go to the polls. I'm guessing some people probably don't agree with me on this, but trust me, this is how it's working. They need to basically like stack the ballot box. And again, not taking sides, it's all parties are doing this. Everybody does it because they want to be remembered when it comes to this. What else do I have for you? So Mark Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff, also, he said that he doesn't anticipate Nancy Pelosi talking about or coming back to the negotiating table on this until they're faced with that potential government shutdown in late September because of the budget bill. So again, kind of a smart move on Nancy's part if she wants to do that, because she feels like get the Republicans where they're desperate, and then we can negotiate something out. Because as we all know, they probably want to avoid a government shutdown. But I mean, they'll shut the government down if they have to. But I feel like they probably want to avoid that at all costs if they can. So Nancy's basically taking the approach like, let's get them desperate, and then we'll come in for the kill. I don't know. Can I say that word on YouTube? I hope so. Anyway, but you know what I mean? It's just like, it's kind of a smart approach on her end, even though I feel like it's not fair at all. But you know what's actually interesting? I had somebody comment yesterday, and I thought this was a really interesting perspective, and I want to talk about this. That is, what about the small guy? Like, what about the small guy? If you think about it, okay, so back in late March, we got the CARES Act. That was passed. What was it, like $2.2 trillion? Who got bailouts? Who got all this money? Well, let's think about it. Corporations, they got massive bailouts, right? State and local government getting bailouts. What about small businesses? Oh yeah, they got the PPP, another bailout. What about schools? Yep, they got bailed out too. They're getting bailed out with this next stimulus package, $105 billion going to schools. What about the working class? Yep, they did too. They're getting not only unemployment, but they're also getting those enhanced unemployment benefits for basically from March, or basically like the end of March through July. They were getting that extra $600 on top of their unemployment benefits from their state. Okay, so great. So basically everybody is getting bailed out. What about the small guy? What about the guy? What about the retiree? What about the disabled? What about people who are just low income? Maybe they're working, but yet they just have a low income. They fall into that low income category. What about all of these people? I feel like they're pretty much forgotten. Maybe if you're lucky, you got a stimulus check, but that's about it. Did you get any of these other bailouts like everybody else is getting? Highly doubt it. Probably not. You certainly didn't get a corporate bailout. You probably didn't get the PPP for your small business. You definitely didn't get the school bailout or the state and local government bailout. Did you get the unemployment? I hope so. If you lost your job for any reason and you weren't able to work because of this whole situation going on right now, I really hope you were drawing on unemployment. Or if you're not already, I hope you get on that and start drawing on unemployment, because why not? Why wouldn't you? But other than that, it was a really interesting point that this person brought up. Like, what about the small guy? We've just been forgotten about. And I absolutely agree with you on that, because it seems that everybody, basically every sector out there, has been bailed out to some extent. What about the little guy? I don't know. That's why I'm here. That's why I continue to make these videos. It frustrates me to no end to see all these people that I read about every single day in the comments section saying, hey, I'm struggling. I lost my house. I've been living in my car for the last 3 weeks. I don't have any food for the next 4 weeks. What am I going to do? I have no money left, and there's a week left of this month. What am I going to do? I just feel like all these people in Congress, not taking sides of any kind, all these people in Congress, they were put in their positions by the people who trusted that they would work in the best interest of the American people. Are they doing that right now? I would say no, they're not. They're wasting time. That's not fair. They're wasting time so that they can drag their feet as long as they can to get closer and closer to the election, so that we all remember who they are when we go to vote in early November. It's frustrating. What else do I want to talk about? That's basically all I have in my notes, but let's talk about these stimulus checks really quick. So here's the deal. This is what I've been speculating, and of course, just speculation, but because I think they're dragging their feet, I really think we're going to get something worked out. And like I said earlier, the GOP is proposing this more narrow package, but remember, that's just the initial proposal. What I think is going to happen is they're going to propose it. Democrats are going to say, okay, great. That's a good starting point. We like it. Well, actually, they're not going to say we like it. They're never going to say we like it, but they're going to be like, okay, great, starting point. But here's what we need to do. We need to add some stimulus checks in there. We need to add some food benefits, right? Food assistance, otherwise known as additional funding for SNAP, which I would highly agree on that because according to my research as of the other day, I believe that those payments are going to be ending here at the end of August. So yeah, they'll probably be adding that stuff in, but again, it's just a starting point for the sorry, there's a phone in the background. This is awkward. All right, but anyway, it's just a starting point, but I anticipate we're probably going to get some kind of resolution or something here probably September-ish into October, and then we'll hopefully get those stimulus checks start rolling out in October. Again, it's all just a proposal at this time, but that's just kind of my speculation based on what we're seeing here. But again, I really appreciate all of you being here. This is great. I'm really hoping we can get some more of these giveaways cooking. Over this last weekend, I drew 9 winners. That was really cool. I sent all of you guys some money through Venmo, so congratulations to all of you. And I'm really hoping we can get some of these drawings going again, but we need to get some of these videos cooking a little bit more. We need more views, and the reason for that, it helps us do these giveaways. Like I say in my videos, we need to assess our situation too. I mean, we need to also make sure that everything's good for us before we can just start sending out hundreds of dollars in these giveaways. So that's kind of our situation. But if we can get these videos cooking, get a bunch of views on these things, of course, it makes it easier for us to send out that money to all of you. But anyway, I'll have another one of those giveaways hopefully sometime very soon. Have a great day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Please leave any comments or questions below. And of course, subscribe if you're new. Thanks.